Well then, ladies and gents, what an array of spectacular finds we have had recently. So, just to give you a little bit of an update on two special finds. Now, I had someone have a look at this who knows a lot about Celtic and early medieval history, and their suggestion is that this could be 6th or 7th century, some sort of early Celtic Christian, I think they called it a touch piece. You'll see on the back how it's got this little smooth pattern, as if it's either been used like that, someone's been rubbing their thumb on it continually, or it's been used for working leather, possibly, or wood. But either way, potentially, that is of great age, and who knows, maybe some significance as well. But I think this steals the show. You'll have seen the video a day or two ago, depending on how long it takes me to post this, and that really is a thing of absolute beauty. I've been metal detecting for 23 years. I've been lucky enough to find hammered gold coins, 2 of them, as well as gold half sovereigns and lots of other incredible finds, and I have to say that that is the greatest metal detecting find that I have ever seen. The suggestion is that it's Iron Age, it's Celtic in design, it's a stylised ox or bull, and it's probably a bucket mount, so it would have either attached to a lighter duty metal or wood, and this is a hanger for a handle, so there would have been a pair of them, so chances are there's another one still to come. Date wise, the suggestion is that it's probably somewhere between about 100 BC and 50 AD, but the suggestion is it's more likely to be before Christ. So an absolutely incredible find. And for Albert to be metal detecting for 6 months and discover that is just something else. So we'll be notifying the museum shortly, because it looks as if we've got an ancient site that no one knows about. Now let's go and see what we can find today. Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire in, well, a quite sunny but slightly breezy Scotland. We are back on the field that produced what we now believe is a Celtic Iron Age bucket mount of some description. It's made of bronze. The suggestion is that it probably dates to about 150 BC, sometime through to no later than 50 AD, so the chances are it's pre-Roman, and I cannot find any parallel in Scotland, so I think it's going to be in the realms of one of the greatest metal detecting finds ever to come from Scotland. So well done to Albert, 6 months in, finding such a historically important find. So we'll be reporting that to the museum just shortly, see what they've got to say. I also have to say a fantastic, huge thank you to everyone, because that's me just topped 11,000 subscribers. So welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for everyone for the continued support. Albert and I, the finder of the 2,000 odd year old bronze bucket mount, there he is with his Garrett AT Pro International. We will go and hunt this field to death for 4 hours and see what we can find. So let's go. I'm afraid to say I didn't film my first signal. Normally I always film my first signal, but I forgot to turn the camera on. So I've got a wee button, came through a low 40s. I thought it was either going to be a little slither of lead or a button. It's actually quite similar to one that Albert got a couple of days ago. It looks like it's got a sort of GR scroll on it. So unfortunately it's pretty damaged. I would guess First, Second World War era. and it looks like it's going to be a military button. But it's a start. Now we're actually going to make our way to the field next door because it's the same landowner, and apparently it's going to be getting ploughed very soon. So we can always come back to this field, but we're wanting to give the neighbouring field a little go over, seeing as we really had a hard detecting on this field yesterday. Oh, and also for anyone wondering, I'm using program 3, sensitive full tones. Signal number 2. It's a mid-tone, 48. Might be button number 2, to be honest with you. Or a bit of lead. We're out. I'm afraid it's getting windier, so I'll do my best to protect the microphone. Is that it? It is. We've got a thing. We've got a thing. But what is it? It's a little bit of something. It looks like it's been something at some point. Let's get the mighty toothbrush on it. Hard to see. It's a little fragment. I don't know what it's made of. It's not lead, but it is something. Almost looks like a little lion at the bottom, but I think it's just my imagination. We'll just put it safely away and see if we can figure it out later. Bit of a scratchy signal, but given the field, you're not going to walk by it. 77, but it does sound a little bit irony or a little bit rough. So, well, sounds a little bit better. 77, I'd be expecting possibly a bit of lead or a small bit of copper or a musket ball, which is what it is. It's a little pistol shot, I think. Got a musket ball off this field yesterday. Great big one. This is about half the size. So I think that is fired from a little flintlock pistol. Also got a mini bullet, so thank you for the multiple people who left comments, and I think it was Ray who had actually commented on one that Albert had found previously as well, so dates to sometime in the middle of the 1800s. A great big .58 or .6 or something caliber bullet, an absolute monster. But that's probably going to be sometime 1700s, give or take, so it's a find. Well, it is absolutely freezing. The wind is howling. The air temperature is about 0. I'm glad I've got 3 jumpers on, but I could have done with putting my long johns on, my thermals. Got another mid-tone here, 52, which could be a button. Could be. Well, it's in the top bit, which is going to make my life a bit easier. Well, if I can find it. Okay, somewhere over here. Oh, it's out. There it is there. And that looks like a little slither of lead. Is there any decoration? Got to look at everything so closely. So, it looks to just be a little plain piece of lead. But age, well, who knows? Could be hundreds, could be thousands of years old. But yeah, it's a bit of lead. Now this one is quite sort of tinny sounding. Could be a good target that's quite shallow, but it could be a tin can as well. It's a 78, in fact, is that it there? Or is that a stone? Nope, that is it there. It's a bit of lead. I think it's actually a lead seal. I think it is a lead seal. Well, I've never had a lead seal off this field, and as you saw, it was right on the surface. Right, I wonder, it's got the shape of a type that's normally got a crown and a lion on it, which comes from the Netherlands. If it is a lead seal. Not so sure now. Oh no, there you go. Haha, it is. It is indeed. You'll have seen this variety of seal coming off several fields in Perthshire. Seems to be a popular choice. Now, it's from the Netherlands, and this would have been attached to bales, probably of flax. There you go, there's a number on the back, looks like 43, and some letters or numbers up there as well. And this would have been sort of an importation, a quality seal. Now, as I say, it's from the Netherlands, but someone very kindly told me in the comments if it's got a crown. I think the Dutch royal family didn't come until about 1815. Albert's saying he's got something. He's got something maybe good. He's not far away. Here he comes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There you go, I'll swap you. Oh my goodness. Albert. That is a pendant, I think. Now, I wouldn't do anything with it. It could be a horse pendant, which might be medieval, but it could be Iron Age as well, if it is a horse pendant. So it would have probably been potentially covered if it is what I think it is, and I think it is. It would have enamel and decoration on there, so I'm not even gonna do anything with it. But that's going to need a wee delicate clean at home, and even then I'd probably just let it dry out. I wouldn't even do anything with it. But well, let me all know in the comments if I'm talking complete rubbish, but I've had one of these before a long time ago, and it came back as I think it was like 13th century, but I gather that they existed right through or right back as decoration way back into the Iron Age. So given the field that we're on, wouldn't that be amazing? Well done, Albert. Well done, son. You're on fire. Another wee find for Albert. Copper alloy. It's a fragment of something. Possibly, maybe related to furniture, or maybe even part of a buckle. Not entirely sure. So again, if you've got any thoughts, then let us know in the comments below. Albert reckons he might have a wee coin here. 70, 75. Looks like a wee lump of something. Bit of lead. Bronze, maybe. Could be. I think it is. I think it's a bit of bronze again.
Yeah, it's like it.
Give it a wee magical brush. Yep, looks bronze to me. Probably another sign of metal working. Or as a few people suggested, you know, you carried scraps of metal around almost like currency. So yeah, it's bronze. I know it's got that kind of grey colour, but our bronze often goes like that, especially when it's these sort of rough pieces. So it's not lead, it's bronze. But yeah, could be a couple of 1,000 years old. Maybe they were melting that down to make a new bucket handle. I'm just a couple of feet away from going into the next field. '71, '72, and I'm right next to a gateway. So is it going to be Mr. Kipling or a bit of tin can? Maybe is the answer. Let's see if we got it this time. No is the answer. Right, come on, third time lucky. Right, we got it. We got it, and it doesn't sound very good, or it sounds pretty irony tinny. Well, that feels like it's got a bit of weight in it. That is it there, look. There's something there. What's that? Copper? Something? Right, turn that off for a second. Lucky I've got the old magic toothbrush. Well, it's something with a wee sort of V-notch in both sides. I think it's actually maybe a bit of a knife, is it? That looks like the remnants of maybe an old knife, an old pen knife or something. That looks like the blade there. And then either side, it's probably been a wooden or a bone insert in the handle, which is disintegrated. So it's probably got a bit of age to it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be 2,000 years old, but, you know, for wood or bone to disintegrate, it's probably got a bit of age to it. A couple of 100 years maybe, but let me know in the comments below. Albert's got another funky find. I think it's, well, as he said as well, I think it's maybe brass or copper alloy, but it's been gold gilded. You can just see some remnants of gold gilding there. And it looks like it's got an iron fitting that's been in there. I think it's maybe some sort of drawer handle or something like that, furniture related item. So I don't think it's probably more than 200 or 300 years old. But again, if you've got any ideas, then let us know in the comments below. Oh my god, it's cold. I've had to give one of my gloves to Albert, so I've got one hand that's only slightly frozen and the other one completely frozen. But got a little signal here. Been very quiet. I haven't had a signal in this field yet, and I've been in it for 15 minutes. But there's a fairly faint 85, 86, which is within the realms of a coin at depth or on its side. Could be. So we'll take a big clod out of here with my new spade, which I have to say I'm really liking. It's vanished. Is it stuck on the spade? Nope. Maybe it's just a bit deeper. Let's try again. Take two. Still in the hole. We'll take a third spade full, and if it's not out, I'll get down on my hands and knees. So yeah, really loving this spade so far. Well, it's a mystery. It's vanished. It's a mole with a gold tooth. Either that or it's deep iron. And it's kind of coming through as rubbish now, so I'll get back to you in a minute. I went down 10 inches for that, which is an iron nail. And I thought to myself, there is no way that was the signal. Rooted around a little bit more, and look what I got. That is a coin. Now, I think it might be George the 6th, but I'm not certain. Get the old toothbrush out again, if I can find it. Good, I've not lost it yet. Give it a wee rub-a-dub. Give it a clean first. "1946, 1 year after the end of the Second World War, so it must be George the 6th. I'm sure it'll clean up better than that, but Georgius VI, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India, Ind Imp. And then on the back, 1 penny, Britannia seated, and the date at the bottom, 1946. So he died in 52, I think it was, putting his daughter, Elizabeth II, into position as Queen Elizabeth II. And George VI, he married Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, who is of Scottish ancestry, kind of, at Glamis in Angus, Scotland. And he was famous as the stuttering King George. He had a terrible speech impediment. And there was a great film made about him with Colin Firth a few years ago and Helena Bonham Carter. So, good, first coin, got there in the end. You wait ages for a decent signal and you get 2 in 2 minutes. 87, 88. Tell you what, it's within the realms of a coin. So let's see what happens. Just going to go straight in there. Turf it over. Oh, it's singing like a canary. Surely has to be a coin. Has got to be a coin. Look how much moisture there is in the ground. It's holes filling up with water. Ugh. Right, third time lucky. Come on. Right. Oh man, gonna have to get my knees wet and my hands wet. Ah, come on, out you get. Ah, thank God for that. Whew. Right, we're still going to get wet and muddy, but we'll try and make this as painless as possible. It's there. Oh, it's a buckle. It's a buckle, I think, not a coin. Right there. It's a buckle. Still got its pin, or it's not. It's not. It's a horse type buckle rather than a human one. Right, I'll try and clean this without getting. In fact, I could just put it in the hole, seeing as it's kindly filling up with water. There you go. That is. Oh, sugar! I've dropped my bottle in the hole. Oh, God. Right, there we go. Let's try again. So yeah, it's a little buckle. Still got the pin. Look, pin's made of iron. It's corroded to the buckle, but yeah, I suspect that's a horse buckle, part of the reins or part of the accoutrements of a horse. And date-wise, probably going to be 18, maybe 1900s, but a good deep signal. And as you can see, a very high water table considering we're standing on top of a hill. Well, I am back in the what were we going to call it? The Iron Age, the Celtic field. How about that? I gave up on the other field. It was so waterlogged that I just decided to come back into the field where Albert found his little bronze bucket mount, or what we think is a bucket mount. I got a 48 and this little thing has come up, which I think is a button. It is. For a wee second there I thought, oh, could be interesting, but it looks like a variation on a tomback with a little bit more decoration, but it looks like it's been a one-piece button. It's been tinned or silvered and probably dates to the 1800s, I would think, sort of 1760, 1820, that kind of period, George III. But it's a find, and it's better than I was doing in the other field. That took some finding. It was a sketchy, scratchy 49 at depth, about 7 inches, and I've just produced that, and I think it's going to be a button because it's too low a readout. Well, in fact, it could even be, it's a shotgun cap. Damn. There you go, look, it's an old shotgun cap. There's the firing pin. And there's the little ring with the dot in the middle where the firing pins hit it. Oh well. Well, it's been a day of buttons for me, really. There's another one. It's still got a bit of fabric attached to it, but it seems to be plain. And date-wise, I don't know, 1900s. Not particularly old, but it's a find. Okay, we've got a digger, which, well, it's a bit erratic. Coming through at an 81, 82, it's an ear-blowing signal. So, is that a bull? Is it bull number 2? Well, I expected it to be shallower than that, but it isn't. Very stony. I might actually be in the wrong place, it might be there. Right, second time lucky. No, nothing. Right, well, it sounded like a shallow target. So what do I know? Ah, we've got something there. In fact, I've got 2 signals. We've got something that looks like stainless steel or something. No? What the hell is that? Bloody hell, that's a great big tractor bit. Right, we're going to dump this in the side of the field and come back and see if there's another target there or not. Alas, there is no second signal. It was just that big piece, which I'm pretty certain I can actually say for a rare occasion is a tractor piece. We're getting close to the end of the dig because I'm frozen to the bone and well, as I said the other day when we found that thing, Albert should retire because it won't get any better, and unfortunately we haven't even come close today, but I live in hope. 61, 62. Could be lead, could be a bit of copper alloy. Saw something greenish, but that could have just been a stone. No, that was it there, look. It's actually a sheep poo. Right, I've got something right here. What is it? It is a ancient something. Tell you what, it's actually got a stone in it. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. It's actually got a stone set in it. Ha ha ha. Is that going to be something epic? I tell you what, it could actually be. It is. It's a finger ring. I don't believe it. What did I just say? What did I just say? It is a finger ring with a red stone set in it. I do not believe it. I don't believe this. I don't believe it. Oh my god. Right. Oh, I'm going to have to shout Albert. Oh, I can't even contain my excitement. I do not believe it. Is that going to be... Oh, is that going to be old? Right, I'm going to shout Albert and then we'll clear it up. Right, here he comes. Let's see what he reckons. I'll get you in here out the wind. Look at this, Albert.
Oh man.
That is a finger ring with a red stone set in it.
Probably garnet.
You think so?
Possibility with garnet if it's an old, it looks old, doesn't it?
It does look old.
That's, for what I know about them, that's old style.
There you go, you want to give it a wee...
That could be garnet.
Oh, look at how bright that is. I'm frightened to touch it. I'll maybe spray a bit of water on it instead. It looks like an old ring though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Just even the style and everything there.
Look at that. I've not found a ring in ages. I mean, it looks, I don't know, it almost looks faceted, does it not?
Yeah,
Like that.
it's faceted, but it's...
But that surely it wouldn't be old if it's got facets.
No, there still would be a way back in that there. Especially when they were using garnet. It's roughly, it's no done. Who's only looking at it?
Well, it's set in what looks like a copper or copper alloy. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. But, God, I've not had a ring in ages. I can't believe it's a ring. I thought it was just going to be a bit of a ring pull when I pulled it out. But, well, again, we're going to say over to you all. Let us know in the comments. I don't know, did they have faceted stones in the Iron Age? Well, clearly they could make flipping bronze cast bulls, so I wouldn't have thought cutting a stone or a garnet would be beyond them. But let us know in the comments below. Look at that. You beauty. Right, I couldn't help myself. I sprayed a little bit of water on it. It is a faceted stone, but it's roughly done. It's a really rough looking cut stone, so I don't know, the jury's out on that one. Could it be ancient? Could it just be a few hundred or 500 years old? Well, we really don't know, so let us know in the comments below. Just getting Albert to check this one.
Solid 55.
Solid 55. What do you reckon that might be with yours? Oh, he's sitting on the fence, look. He can't make his mind up. Well, on me, it sounds really nice. And it's a 67, 68. So I'm going to say copper or lead.
I think more copper.
Well, thank God for that. It's not too deep. The soil's really different, isn't it? It's really, really brown. Quite sandy looking. Where the hell is it? Is that it there? Nope. There? No. There it is there. All that for a wee bit of copper. Albeit shiny looking copper. So who knows? Just a little fragment, unfortunately. Right, we've got about half an hour daylight left. Let's see what we can get on the way back to the car. Right, it's another signal for me. Albert's thinking it's a bit iffy. I'd agree, it's a bit... I think there might be a bit of iron in the ground, but it's coming through at a 62 for me, mid-tone. So again, it's lead or copper, I would say. Maybe a button even as well, or a buckle. What's that? That is it. And that is... Is it shaped like a bull? Nope.
No far for the spot.
Oh, it's a knife again. Look. It's another knife. It's a flick, sort of folding knife. Like there's the back of the hilt. And the pins there. So it would have been sort of symmetry. It would have been two pieces. So there you go. Someone's lost two knives in this field at some point. Probably less than 100 and 150 years old. A wee ear blower for Albert, coming through at a 71 for me. Could be a shallow bit of lead or a big bit of shallow lead. Could also be a bit of copper. I think it's too low for a coin, certainly too low for silver. No, he's out.
Copper.
I think you're right, probably copper. Nearer your foot, I think. An ancient relic. Tell you what, it doesn't feel like copper. It feels more like bronze again.
It's heavy.
I was looking at it thinking from that side, almost looks like a blade for a sword. I hope it isn't. Well, I hope it is, but I don't know if my heart could
It does
take
look
it.
like that, doesn't it?
Oh, it's not. You know what it is? Oh, dong, I've dropped it. It's a hinge.
It's a bendy sword.
It's a hinge, look, you can see the two holes in it. It's a folding sword. Oh God. Honestly, it's the cold. I think it's the hypothermia. It's affecting our brains. This could well be our last dig. 83.85 on mine. I don't think it's a coin. Could be some of the dreaded aluminium. As you can see, we're rapidly running out of daylight. Seems to be out the hole. Caught Albert with his best angle, which is the back of his head. Musket ball?
No.
No.
Is another wee bit of bronze?
I think it might be. No, it's a, well, yeah, no, it's like a stud. It's like a little stud. But it does feel heavy. It does feel like it could be made of bronze or very heavy copper. So who knows, we'll have to give that one a clean up when we get home. Right, I'll keep it short and sweet. That is us. I'm going to do my summary when I get home because it is so cold and it is so dark. I don't want to take my hands out any longer than I need to, so I'll get right back to you.